Assalamu alaikum. I am Abrar Ibn Jaman. My ID number is 172002024. This is a presentation about 555 timer IC about different modes of operation. 555 timer has three modes: bistable mode, monostable mode, and stable mode. In this presentation, I will discuss about bistable and monostable mode. So in 555 timer operating in a bistable mode, for that purpose we need two external resistor and two push button. The trigger and the reset pin of the IC are connected to VCC through the two resistors, and in that way they are always high. The two push buttons are connected between these two pins and the ground. So if we hold them, push the input state will be low. Initially, the two comparator output are 0. Thus, the flip-flop output as well as the output of the 555 timer are 0. If we press the trigger push button, the state that the trigger input will become low. So the comparator will output high and it will make the flip-flop Q bar output go low. The output state will invert this and the final output of the 555 timer will be high. The output will remain high even when the trigger push button is not pushed, because in that case the flip-flop input R and S will be 0, which means that flip-flop won't charge the previous state. For making the output low, we need to press the reset push button, which reset the flip-flop and the entire IC. Next, let's see how the 555 timer works in a monostable mode. Here is an example circuit. The trigger input is held high by connecting it to VCC through a transistor. That means the trigger comparator will output 0 to the S input of the flip-flop. On the other hand, the threshold pin is low, and that makes the threshold comparator output 0 as well. The threshold pin is actually low because the Q bar output of the flip-flop is high, which keeps the discharging transistor active. So the voltage coming from the source is going to ground through the transistor. In order to change the 555 timer output state to high, we need to press the push button on the trigger pin. That will ground the trigger pin, or the input state will be 0. Thus the comparator will output 1 to the S input of the flip-flop. This will cause the Q bar output to go low and the 555 timer output high. At the same time, we can notice that discharge transistor is turned off. So now the comparator C1 will start charging to transistor R1. The 555 timer will be remaining in this state until the voltage across the capacitor reaches 2 to 3 of the supplied voltage. In that case, the threshold output voltage will be higher and the comparator will output 1 to the R input of the flip-flop. This will bring the circuit into an initial state. The Q bar output will be high, which will activate the discharge transistor as well as make the IC output low again. So we can notice the amount of time the output of the 555 timer is high depends on the how much time the capacitor needs to charge to 2 by 3 of the supplied voltage, and that depends on the value of both of the capacitor C1 and transistor R1. We can actually calculate this time with the following formula. So this is all the presentation about these two modes. Thank you very much.